Amanda was her name. That's all I remember. It was kind of funny because during this time period, too, while we were living at this townhouse, my stepdad uh, wanted to tear apart and repaint his truck, which is a 57 Chevy. And he painted it right there in the driveway, fire engine red. My mom would help him. And suddenly all the boys took notice of me because my stepdad was cool. And I was supposed to take my stepdad messages and tell him, hey, you're cool. I got into high school. Kenny and mom were fighting. Kenny threw a spice rack at my mom one day. Left a hole in their closet door another day. And I wanted to tell my mom that she shouldn't have to take that. But I couldn't because I was too busy taking it from her. And through all this, I know she still believes that she wasn't being abusive. I don't know. I think I think technically she was, but she had good intentions. She just wanted me to shape up, do what she knew I could do, go to school, go to college, and grow up happy. Mom and Kenny were able to work out their differences, for which I am very happy. They've been married now for, I think, almost 10 years. But those were still pretty rough times listening to them fight with my door shut. I always had to have my door shut. It was kind of funny when we moved out of the townhouse and into the house. Me and my sister got to choose rooms, and my brother too, but we knew which one he was going to have because there was only one with boy carpet. Mom gave me first choice because Kenny insisted that I was older. I should have the first choice. And I chose the smaller room because I thought that was what was expected of me. But I really wanted the big room all to myself. I wanted to have a chance to be older sister for once, but I chose the smaller room with the ugly green carpet. Trying to be a good girl, trying to make my mom happy with me. Seemed like nothing ever really made her happy with me. When I was 16, I got up out of my second period class when the bell rang, and I walked off campus. I went home. I tried to break into my room. It didn't work too well. So I wound up just taking my sister's bike, filling it up at the gas station with air, riding it as far as I could. I remember ditching my books. And I traded the bike out for somebody else's bike eventually. And I rode all the way from Virginia Beach to Chesapeake in 2 days. I ran away. And when I got to Chesapeake, it was my second night out. The first night I'd stayed in a church, and then I kept going. The second night, I didn't have anywhere to go. I was afraid to just find a bench and sit. I was trying to figure out how to get some money because I'd already spent the few dollars I could scrape up. And I walked into a Dunkin' Donuts because that was all that was open that late at night. It was 11 o'clock at night by the time I got there. By the time I stopped riding. And the guy behind the counter was probably about my age now. He knew I'd run away, but he knew I had a pretty good reason for it. He could tell, I think. And I don't even remember what I told him. Something about my dad's family in Montana. My dad didn't have any family in Montana. I just had this stupid girlish dream of going to Montana and working on a ranch, be around the horses. But I got him to give me the ticket. I stayed for a week at his mom's house. Swore to her up, down, and sideways that I wasn't a runaway. Of course, I had no way of knowing that she shopped at the commissary where my mom put up a poster, so, she called me in. They didn't find me, though. Not for a while. I was too smart for that. But I got on the bus on my way to Helena, Montana. And I lost my ticket. And I remember I traveled all over the place on other people's good graces, mostly soldiers who just assumed I was 18 since I was by myself. I remember going through a checkpoint near the Mexican border. I didn't have any ID to show them, but they were satisfied with me knowing where I was born and the fact that I don't look anything Mexican at all. I remember going to West Virginia for a little while and living with a soldier and his mom. Wasn't too long before I had to leave there, though. She didn't like it. He had to ship out. And I remember I lost my ticket again in Indianapolis, Indiana. And I ran into this guy who was at a coin convention. I think that was pretty much the only time he'd left home.